Hello, hello. We live? Hey, we're live. I don't have the music running. Whoops, okay. Oh boy. Wasn't imagining I'd be live this quick. Give me a moment, people. I'm launching the streaming software. I'm interested to see how the laptop fares. I'm not expecting much, I'm gonna be honest. Thank you to anyone who is tuning in, though. Internet shouldn't be a problem. Hey, the music's working now. Now I can get the input set up. Oh, good. On a night when my insomnia spike with steering. Oh boy, happening right away. You guys are coming right out of the gate with the deep cuts. The deep cuts indeed. Okay, let's hey, there we go. We got the casting going. Okay. Hey. I just realized I very much so let my Midwestern slip out there a little bit with the there we go. Oh well. So yeah, good to have you all here tonight. Thanks for tuning in if you have already. I don't have as much attention tonight as I typically do on chat. Hey there, Azor. Good to have you, Azor, Gamer Tech, Jamie JJ. Those are the three of you in there right now. Yeah, I'm probably not. With my other setup, my computer instead of my laptop, I had 3 monitors running, but this laptop only has 1 port, so I can only attach 1 extra monitor, so I only have 2 monitors. 11:43 a.m. where you are. Well, then you're 13 hours ahead of me. We back? We're not fully back yet. I'm still struggling to make some content because it's very difficult on my laptop. You'll probably see some lag. It might be some time before my computer's fully back up, but I do intend to try my darndest to make a video on the laptop for a strategy guide for, yeah, I hope the computer holds up too, or indoor, but yeah, I do intend to make a strategy guide video on this one for, what's the event? Packed Portions, that's it. The Packed Portions Part 1, which will be interesting, but yeah. Glad to hear that you're always looking forward to these, Byzantium, iByzantium. I enjoy them. They're a great time. They're just fun. I just like talking with you guys, communicating, you know. Chansey still goes crazy with the eggs. I guess I'll make dinner here for you guys. I haven't been making too many meals. I've honestly been I've been very passive this week with my meal crafting. I theoretically, if it wasn't for the pot capacity, I could make flour gift macarons, but we're a little bit before that. So instead, fruity flan is the best that we can make right now. Every now and then we get some mushrooms from Honchkrow, which we're not really running for strength reasons. I'm just running that for helping to contribute to the research, which I don't even know if I'm actually contributing to the research, to be honest. But yeah, we'll just do bean sausage because it's not using any desserts, so I know I'm not wasting any potential craftable ingredients for this week. Attempting to master 21 and old gold PowerPoint for the event week. Ransom calcs is projecting 300k away from men 20 with bag prep. Woof. That, I mean, I will say, if you're using a meal, that meal will level up throughout the week if you don't already have it maxed. So that 300k is probably going to be made up in the grounds from whatever meal you're running. If it's I assume it's a strong meal because it's a very powerful week for strength. I think we'll get Kalos starters for anniversary. If not, what do you think we'll get? I think we'll get another I think we'll get another trio, another starter trio. Don't know which one though. Genuinely, I would have never been able to call Paldean starters for the last one, so I would not be surprised with anything. They could throw in the Unovan starters for all I know. I doubt they would do that because it's probably one of the least beloved. Yeah, no, oh, it was calculated level 58 Claude's Art. Yeah, you'll be fine because it'll level up, and also with Dedena's influence, yeah, you'll be all set, Gamer Tech. Yeah, I don't know what starter trio they do for the anniversary, but I assume a starter trio because that seems to be the I mean, it's hard to say when they set a precedent, because there's really no precedent off of just one. So, yeah. Thinking Kalos because Legend ZA coming later this year. That would add up. That would add up. Generate more hype for them. Because of, see, but the same could be made. Tepig. See, that's Unovan. Tepig's in ZA. So, maybe that could generate more hype for it because they're adding Tepig. So, I think there's case for Gen 3 because people want Gen 3 because it's nostalgic. Hoenn, if you were to believe the Mega rumor. Yeah. Hoenn's Gen 3, right? Yeah. I'm not too familiar with too much Pokemon lore and stuff. I mostly know Sleep. I know a little bit of other stuff, but not a lot. But yeah, right now, I kind of wanted to see what I'm doing, because I haven't really taken the time to plan. Also, fun stuff, I don't know if you saw there, but Honchkrow, I had on my screen there. I don't know if did I save my Honchkrow? Woof, my computer is... Here's where the frames drop. Okay, if it gets to be too much, let me know and I'll just stop doing RaenonX stuff. But anyway, I did not save my Honchkrow. Great. Well, let's add this to the box. I never did save the Honchkrow, apparently. But yeah, if you guys have any more questions, feel free to cut me off in the midst of what I'm doing. I do not need to be doing what I'm doing. Whoa, okay. I'm thinking we'll get Baggin for the new island as a Gen 3 dragon, something since it's been a long time and they haven't added another pseudo-legendary yet. Well, they have added another pseudo-legendary. The pseudo-legendary they added was Dragonite. Dragonite wasn't in the game by default. But yes, it's been a long time. Is saving on RaenonX for premium membership only? No, it is not. If you open it, it gets super hot. That makes sense. It's not only for premium, but it is only for signed in. So you do have to make an account, which I'd highly recommend if you want to min-max the game. Wow. My computer is really not liking this. Okay, let's just be done with RaenonX. I think that's a sign to not be doing this tonight. And instead we just have a chat. I need to actually do it. Yeah. It is important to set up an account for RaenonX if you want to min-max the game. Otherwise, I mean, you can do some. There's a level of min-maxing you can do without it, but true, it blows up PC. Yeah, certain functions on RaenonX would be really, really rough, though. If you have RaenonX Premium, I will say some of the videos that have taken me the longest to make were the Dream Shard farming ones, because those simulations take so long to process. Fortunately, if I do end up upgrading my PC, which I probably will end up doing, then fortunately that should result in I can make those simulations run a little bit smoother. I might be able to actually do them live potentially, because my PC right now, it's a bit outdated to say the least. So almost 4 weeks into the game and found out I should be focusing on Berry Specialists. I only have a good Swablu and Spheal. Well, Jeremy, you know, okay, Berry Specialists are great early game. Ingredient Specialists are great late game. Skill Specialists are also great early game and late game, depending upon which one you catch. So it's really not like you're stunting yourself that much. Berry Specialists are like their own play style, really. Ingredients and berries are kind of their own play style. And what's interesting is, I think it's kind of, berries are very powerful early game. Actually, skills. Charge Strength M and Charge Strength S skill specialists are really good early game. But then they slowly drop, they kind of drop off as you get more berry specialists to higher levels. Is what I'd say. So, I don't think you're necessarily stunting your progression depending on what else you're using. Thoughts on Dragon Island rep will be either Trapinch, as having only 2 ground-type lines in the game at this point is pitiful, or Dino to make the strongest berry the highest evolution level. I mean, I think... Wait. Oh, wait, is Dino Dark-type only the whole way through? I guess I don't know too much about that. I am doing a little Googling right now, so that's probably the frames dropped. No, it's Dark Dragon from the start. I could see Trapinch. I really do want to see more pseudos be introduced. I would love to see Dragapult. I would love to see Salamence. I'd love to see Metagross. Down evolves into its final stage at level 64 in the main game. Whew. That they definitely would not transfer that over in here, because like so far all the pseudos have all been consistent with level 41. Here, let's hope I can do just a little bit of googling, because like Dragonite's evolution. Yeah. I mean, okay, Dragonberry being the strongest berry is not OP. Like, people say that's as a point of, like, why Dragon needs to be balanced. It doesn't need to be balanced. It's balanced by the fact that the Pokemon that it's on are naturally slower. And they do that with a lot of other stronger berries. They just make the Pokemon that they're on slightly slower, and they make the Pokemon that have the weaker berries faster. So that it all kind of balances out for the most part. We only see if... Even Weavile, one of the strongest berry specialists in the game, because it has a relatively strong berry with a fast base speed, in quotes, I would still only say has, like, an average base speed with a strong berry, and that's why it's good. So, but yeah, like, Dragonite, level 55 is when it evolves in the base games. In Sleep, it evolves at level 41. Oh, page unresponsive, that's great. We might have very little Googling today. Tyranitar. I'm definitely stressing out my laptop. There's no doubt about that. Wish Cloyster was in the game. I would love to see Cloyster too, but it kind of terrifies me because I feel like if they're going to introduce something with like an actual ingredient specialist for tails, because Ditto with it as a C ingredient isn't really a good tail specialist. Oh, I guess it's also level 55. That's interesting. So it could be a little bit later for Dino Zweilous. But anyway, Cloyster in the game. If they are going to introduce an actual tail ingredient specialist that's not Ditto, then I feel like it'd be Cloyster. It'd probably be Cloyster. But I don't think it'd be a mono. There's no way they're making mono tails. I don't think they're ever going to do that. But at least with an ABB list. And I feel like that can be really difficult to balance if they do that. So, the idea, like, Cloyster, I want to see it in the game. It's an awesome Pokemon. But I'm worried that if they ever were to, it'd either be like a stupid gimmick Pokemon. Or, like, yeah. Oh yeah, Galarian Slowpoke could be a tail specialist as well. That would kind of break previous precedents, because so far all of the regional variants have maintained the same specialty. They could break that though, so who knows? Only time will tell with that. But that'd be kind of neat if they made the Galarian Slowpoke line would also do well with it, I think. The question is, how would they differentiate between Galarian Slowpoke, or Slowbro, and Galarian Slowking? Because, realistic, like, they get away with it with Slowbro and Slowking in the base, like, in the Cantonian versions. Just because the Cantonian versions are kind of, like, the Slowbro is kind of the more ingredient-focused one. I still would probably recommend for Slowking over Slowbro for most players, unless you already have a Slowking. But one of them stays Psychic, the other turns Poison. I mean, that would be a good way for them to be different, for them to differentiate. But they didn't do that with the Cantonian versions, so that's where I'm like, I don't think they would do that. That could work. If they do it, that'd be cool. That would be a neat way to differentiate them, but I don't see them breaking a precedent that much. I would have loved it if they did that with the Slow Twins by default, Slowbro and Slowking. If they made one of them Water type and one of them Psychic. If one of them was Psychic, that'd be awesome. I would definitely be considering it for working with Microcelia, if one of them was Psychic type. I'm still a strong proponent for, I strongly would love it if they added dual typings to this game, not in berry typing. They shouldn't make it that they could get either berry. They shouldn't make it that they can pull either berry at once. Like, That feels like it'd be very difficult to balance, and you deal with it add a whole layer of complication to the game that the game does not need. But what I'd love to see would be dual typing in effect that if it has a dual typing in the base game, then it just is respected as that typing in this game as well, for the sake of skills and events that relate to typing. So, as of right now, the slow twins can only work with Suicune. I'd love to see them work with Cresselia as well. But yeah. Oh, found a stream shortly after starting. Well, hey there, Calibrating Entropy. What's up, y'all? Just got to the movies to watch Mission Impossible. So if y'all are back to working out nutritional facts in 3 hours, I'll see you then. Oh, gosh. I don't think we're going to have the computer power to be able to work out nutritional facts this time around, Ben Brown. This one's probably just more a stick around and chat sort of stream. Computational power is limited tonight. But glad to have you in chat. Hello there, Flex Muscle ASMR. Nice to see you there. Let's see. What about a skill that produces a second type of berry, like Berry Burst, but solely for the user? That could be kind of cool. I would love to see more skills added to the game. Although, I go back and forth on more skills. So more skills means more skills specialists. And if there are more good skills, that means that's more seeds I have to invest. Which, I've been surprised. They haven't been putting out... They've been putting out more skills specialists, which a lot of people have been saying is kind of greedy. I've seen a lot of comments saying that the insane amount of 16-pip Pokemon that are skills specialists, because a lot of people are assuming Mawile's probably going to be one. I think it could go either way. But yeah, Honchkrow. Honchkrow's a skill specialist. Thoughts on Honchkrow? Like I was thinking Hawlucha with Flying Press, giving fighting naturally with skill drops Flying Berries. That'd be kind of cool. But anyway, thoughts on Honchkrow? I think it's got some interesting things going for it. But I think for 95%, actually probably like 99% of players, you're not going to find a good usage for it. So I wouldn't recommend anyone hunt it. Just like any other 16-pip Pokemon, I would say it's not worth the hunt. Just because, I mean, it's 16 pips. Realistically, if anything else could do it better, then it should be avoided. And realistically, like, if you want to catch Honchkrow, I'd say go for an ABC Aggron, because it's an easier hunt and basically does the same thing. Or a Swalot if you want Dream Shards. Like, it's got some interesting things going for it, but it's not great. And most players aren't going to be able to find a good use for it, even if they do catch a good one, is my thoughts on it. Mawile and Cottonee are favorite Pokemon, so excited for this. I'm excited for it too. Mawile has potential. I'm hoping they make it an ingredient specialist, because I cannot handle the seed cost. I'm a little sad about the birds, because I love them, but they are not great. Yeah, they're just okay. They're okay. They're very difficult to use. I think if you can make good usage out of them, if you have a good tomato farmer, and you don't have much else for hidden power perk up stew, and you have the seeds to spare on them, and you happen to catch a good one. The thing is, it's like so many ifs. Then you can make it work. And you also have to plan out in advance, because they're never going to make enough ingredients to reliably make the meal on their own. So, yeah, it's just kind of a weird Pokemon in terms of what it can actually pull off. Here. We're gonna attempt to pull up the RaenonX again. We'll see. We're not gonna access my Pokedex, because I think the Pokedex was what the... Yeah, they're spread a little too thin to do anything well. I would agree with that. Murkow's also decent at Ninja Meals, but once again, if you want Ninja Meals, because the two ingredients that it makes with Ninja Meals are, like, mushrooms and soybeans. And sausage. Mushroom, soybean, sausage. Well, soybean and sausage can be paired up with Tyranitar, ABC Tyranitar. And then, I guess mushrooms and soybean is a bit unique. A unique combination there. I don't think anything in the game has mushroom and soybeans on it. So, I guess that... Oh, wait, no. Mushroom, soybeans. That's ABC... That's ABC Golem. So, like... There are other combinations that can do this better without the investment of main skill seeds. So that's why I'm like, I don't know. I don't think it's worth the skill seeds. Yeah, Golem with sea mushroom. Yes, I know. I said it before I saw your comments. I did remember. Yeah, AAC. Did I say AAB? I meant at C. I have a very good meow that does potatoes, and most of the rest of my ingredient mods are middling temps. Yeah, that's understandable. I think a lot of people are there mid-game if they're looking at ingredient meta. Honestly, though, maybe this is a bit of a hot take, but honestly, I don't necessarily think that you necessarily need temp invests for a lot of the ingredients, unless you're trying to hop on the ingredient train super fast. But realistically, until you get a good baseline for all the ingredients... Oh my gosh. The casting software is not having fun with this. I'm sorry. The music is just making me laugh. So I could use it, but so many pips. Yeah, that's also a thing. So I went and counted them. With the addition of Mawile, we have 21 out of 46 possible Pokemon that can Mega Evolve prior to Legend ZA. That's very true. You can very rarely get 20,000 Dream Shards. That's also true. Few ingredient mons, I disagree. Honey and apple you can get by level 30. That's good. I mean, yeah, that's true. The thing is, how much strength are you really gaining from ingredients off the early game meals? Like, you need to have... Like, I feel like you can either cover it alright with berry mons, and then just miss out on making a couple meals. Like, how much are you really gaining from ingredient mons early game? You're not really gaining that much more over berry Pokemon or other skills Pokemon until later game. Is this the pre-recorded Raptor? I'm not pre-recorded, I'm live. I did not discover the meta until many weeks into playing. My first goals were unlock all the notes. I did not recommend for other people. I mean, unlocking all the notes is fun, and it does get you a lot of diamonds right away. Oh, the casting did not die. It's still running. Let's see, how... My laptop is... The fan's running. We'll see if the stream stays up. Early game. I thought you meant for mid-early late game. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can get reasonable, like, things. I'm saying early game, a lot of people are like, oh, maybe try to get, like, a level 30 invest for just things. You can maybe do them. I just think that, like, there's more value in finding some other things and maybe waiting until there's something more permanent. I think temp invests are better for if you're missing, let's say, you have all the ingredient specialists for Defiant Salad. Then you get one temp invest for the last ingredient until you can find a more permanent option for that ingredient. I think that which ones you should temp invest is going to vary from account to account based off what ingredients you need. I'm doing pretty alright. I'd say. Aliabs. When I first started playing my release, my goal was complete the decks, and I kept wondering why when I evolved my Pokemon they didn't show up in my sleep decks. Yeah, that is a bit confusing sometimes. I'm pretty happy because right now I'm only missing one dex entry for not sleep style decks. I'm missing a lot of sleep styles, don't get me wrong. As far as Pokemon go, I'm only missing one Pokemon in the decks. I just filled it not that long ago, but then they released Honchkrow and Murkrow, and I'm still missing Murkrow. I didn't see any Murkrow during the event. So, I have one gap in the entire decks. So I'm only discovering the usefulness of berry mons, and finally started to look for good ones. Oops, I played backwards. Yeah, it's alright. Honestly, very early on, I very heavily favored berry Pokemon, and I don't think your Livestock Pokemon presents in your reaction. Well, that's all the way out in July, isn't it? I should have my computer figured out by then. So, and if that's the case, then I'll have a stronger PC than what I've been using before, so that should be alright. I mean, we just saw how long it took to load RaenonX. Yeah, I bet you encounter Honchkrow, but before that I was missing a Alolan Ninetales. Only 2 holes. My last hole that I filled, aside from Honchkrow now, and Murkrow, was Meganium. I was missing Meganium, and I filled it in the other day. While I was at Lapis just like last week, I think, so... But anyway, Murkrow. Fun fact, they actually added Murkrow's, like, they added very preliminary estimates for how much Honchkrow can produce of each thing, based off the current percentages for the splits. Now, I actually kind of disagree with some of these splits, but they're running it off of data that was gathered. I think that the rates are probably just 20% for... I think it's 80% all the other ones, 20% for Dream Shards, either option. I don't know what the odds are within that, but RaenonX, I think, evaluates it around 21% for each ingredient, so that's like 84% ingredients and like 16% the other ones, so... but they added that in. So, it's an estimate, though. This is not confirmed data. They're still working on getting it more precise. So, you can test out your Honchkrow now in RaenonX. Before that wasn't really a capability till, like, tonight. Alrighty. So, evolved a lot of trash because of that. Oof. I don't think the... yeah, I've yet... no Honchkrow, and I was kind of upset when I saw Darkrai because this is 0 top belly sleeps. That, like, never happens. Yeah, a lot of people had an issue where Darkrai... I think Darkrai can spawn in without worrying about the DPR. But, even though it doesn't worry about the DPR, it still eats all the DPR, unlike when you spawn a legendary with Incense. So if you have a Darkrai spawn, it just eats all of your drowsy power, and then leaves you with trash spawn. I've seen a lot of funny images where, because they have 0 or negative drowsy power left, people literally just get a boatload of Rattatas to spawn in, and that's it. Or a boatload of Pikachus, because that's the lowest DPR spawn that's possible. And when the game has 0 drowsy power, it just spawns in whatever's the lowest potential drowsy power puller, so for that sleep style. So I saw some people that had that with Pikachu. I saw some people who saw a boatload of Rattatas, which is kind of funny, but at the same time, like, if you're hunting Pikachu, I guess it's kind of nice. But most people aren't hunting Rattata. So, yeah, that's been a very interesting side effect of Darkrai's spawning algorithm. Might try to M20 OGPP for the cooking week. Based on my calcs, I can make it if I get 11 crits. So it's potentially doable with good prep. I hope you have a good Dedenne, because 11 crits is near impossible without a Dedenne. Pretty sure the time I got Darkrai, it spawned in with the good camp ticket slot because I had good spawns that night. Consider yourself lucky. Although that would only happen if it was hungry. And you actually could see that. If you go back to your sleep session, you can actually see what spawned in with the good camp ticket, because it'll say bonus. Do you have a spare Chikorita, Totodile, and or Tepigs so you can anticipate any new regional evolutions from ZA? I don't know how to respond to that. I don't have any, like, things. From what I heard, there weren't any regional forms in ZA. I don't know, though. Only time will tell for sure. It's a good one, so it's possible but not guaranteed. Ah, gotcha. I mean, the biggest thing is just having one level 6 main skill. I try to make sure that I don't count on crits. Because if I count on crits, then crits are going to fail me. That's kind of my mindset. If it's not 100% accurate, it's 50% accurate. I'll have to go back and look, but I got, like, evolved mons and stuff. Oh, yeah, yeah. Alrighty, but yeah, Honchkrow's in here now. The one that I caught the other day was like, let's see, can my phone... Where are you planning to go for packed portions week? Honestly, that was one thing that I was trying to work out this week. Or in this stream. I don't know where I'm going yet. I haven't planned it out at all. Honestly, I'm like, I have nowhere that I want to M20, because I've reached M20 on every island. So really, I just have to kind of think through, what are my goals? And that's something that I need to ask you guys. What should my goals be? I don't know. I'm at a weird spot in the game, because I've M20'd every island. I guess my biggest thing should just be trying to Dream Shard farm and do well for the event. I guess there are boosted spawns, and they're introducing Mawile, so maybe I should go somewhere where Mawile spawns more. Just because if you're going to hunt a 16-pip Pokemon, you should do it when it has boosted rates. So, I guess, you know, I should go somewhere with Mawile, which... Where were all the places with Mawile? I don't even remember. First, let me input this Crow. I want to make sure I have it saved to my database. Inventory S. I'm just going to leave it in as it is right now. Help speed S. It looks like my my casting is frozen in the video, but I still have the Greengrass top OGPP. Okay, so yeah, I could go to either top or OGPP. I'll probably just go to OGPP because that's easy for me. That's like really easy for me. I have phenomenal Pokemon for OGPP, so we're inputting the Crow finally. Skill up, ingredients down. I didn't even notice that had ingredients finally down. That's kind of funny, honestly. Okay. So this is what it procs about 5 times a day. Let's save this to the box. Okay, there we go. So yeah, if it spawns at Old Gold, then maybe I'll go there, because that's just easy. I guess I can kind of consider... I kind of want to span, or like cover for 2 different potential meal types. It looks like I already was kind of prepping that way. Oh yeah, I guess I was doing some prep for it. Because would you look at that? I had this already set up. I knew I was doing some prep and looking a little forward because I was kind of trying to figure out what should my ingredients list be. And this ingredient list actually goes a little bit beyond the maximum. I wish they'd increase this to 800. As the meals get bigger, it's harder to really make good use of the power of the bag, and maybe that's by design. I guess I'm going to top catching one. If it's not something I super will end up needing, means I can ignore it later. Yeah, that's kind of how I felt about the Crow. And honestly, I don't know how much potential this skill really has. Like, the skill just seems kind of meh. Oh, there we go. Finally got it to update. I don't know. I'll be sad if Mawile ends up being another 16 pip that I need to at least strongly consider. I don't know if there will be any other 16 pips that I think you need to strongly consider. Because my thoughts on them is that in order for a 16 pip Pokemon to be worth consideration, is that it needs to provide something very unique that nothing else can truly offer. Weavile, I think, is kind of worth consideration because it's a berry Pokemon that has Tasty Chance. So that's really enticing for cooking-focused players that want to get some berry strength out of it as well. One of the, arguably the most powerful berry specialists in the game just because of its main skill. But then Dedenne, really powerful, is truly the only skill specialist that has that main skill. So that makes it, like, very unique in what it does, and as long as there is no 5-pip alternative to Dedenne, then I'd say that is one that heavy cooking-focused players that are more mid-late or late game should be considering. Weavile and Dedenne are on the list, yeah. I'd still say be cautious with Weavile, though, because that's a very easy one that can be a spiral. But it's one that's worth tossing some biscuits at when you see it. But it still has the 16-pip problem going for it. Everything else, even if they are better than alternatives, the 5-pip alternatives, just go with the 5-pip Pokemon. You'll catch better stats. It's definitely not worth dealing with it. Hey there, Gnomes Create. I'm assuming that's Nova Gnomes. But hey there. Onix might have been worth it early into OGPP. Thing is, Typhlosion's better, and it's so you catch Onix at top, and hopefully by the time you're at top, you have at least an okay Cyndaquil. So I don't know. Is Rufflet or Happiny a better research image? I'd probably prefer Rufflet. But I also live in the United States, so maybe that's bias. Not top. Onix is Steelix. Oh, I see what you're saying. Onix into Steelix. Thing is, honestly, Steelix is not worth it. It's like the same performance as Raichu, almost. Raichu has a better ingredients list that you can find more synergies in. And, it's like a million times cheaper. Pichu spawns, like, almost everywhere. It's one of the most common spawns. It's get 3 stages of evolution, so you get free skill levels, so... Oops, wrong account. Yes, it is high. Hey there, Nova. Ironically, my 16 pips so far have all had decent stats. Not sure if I'll ever need a monocorn Stuffle after the Comfey. Got noted, we'll share Cramorant today. Cramorant's funny. I think it's interesting. It's a very interesting Pokemon, because I think if you have the right team, you can make good use out of it. I mean, I'm kind of proving that with the sleepers, hopefully. Time will only tell. But Steel Berry Burst team comps seem like they'd be powerful. Thing is, that's a very small percentage of the berries that you're making out of it. And then it's like, you have to weigh out Steel Berry versus more Berry Burst potential. Why is a massive boulder necklace so fast? Necklace? Oh, Onyx. It's really not that fast. I don't know what it is in the base games, but it's not that fast in this game. It only works in this game because it's got a very high base value berry. If it had electric type berry, it'd be terrible. If it had flying type berry, it'd really be terrible. But it's got a little bit going for it in the fact that it's got a strong berry. But yeah, I mean, theoretically, I guess Mimikyu and Steelix, that's the best combo for if you're trying to, like, use the Berry Burst to the strongest potential at Old Gold. And I made note of that in my Power Pairs video, because they do kind of pair well nicely together. Once again, I feel like it's like I wouldn't consider it unless you already have the Mimikyu. Or you already have the Steelix, honestly, because they're both 16-pip Pokemon. So that kind of puts a huge damper on the strategy. Here's what I typically consider to be the investable point for a skill specialist is help speed down the skill trigger M. Mimikyu is also a very late game Pokemon, very difficult to invest Pokemon. Old Gold. What's the best type berry healer? Well, I guess in this case it'd be Pawmot, because it's matching berry. Is a double helping speed up, main skill down, roughly good, or am I coping? If there's no skill trigger, like, no, it's not good. I'm sorry, that's cope. Then I should invest in my Dedenne. I mean, Dedenne is one that it doesn't need the best of stats to be good. Because it doesn't need that many procs, honestly. The whole goal of Dedenne is, like, get a proc, swap it off the team. Get 2 procs, swap it off the team. You don't need a lot of procs on Dedenne. And it's one that I'd say everyone should invest one, but don't be too picky. Because if you are too picky, you're going to drive yourself nuts. If you have one with Helping Speed M and Skill Trigger S and a neutral... or Helping Speed M, Skill Trigger M, and a neutral nature, that is plenty good. Just invest. Current Mimikyu is double triggers plus speed nature. Okay, if I should continue or try to hunt for help bonus or berry finding S. I mean, I don't think it's necessary. If you're already investing, then keep investing. Reinvesting ain't worth it, especially with such an expensive Pokemon. It's supposed to let me down nicely. I'm sorry. Double helping speed is nice, but it's not... It doesn't counteract that main skill down. The only one that could maybe do that is Raikou. Because Raikou, low percentage, high pity proc. You can maybe get away with it on Mimikyu at best, but pity procs are very complicated to talk about, so even then though, you'd almost need triple speed for it to be even worth even mildly considering. Without any triggers. My current you're supposed to... The Mimikyu does get health speed M at 75. Yeah, maybe then continue. You still do YouTube Rate My Mons. Yeah, okay. Mason Williams. So, I do intend to. It's a bit difficult right now, though, with my laptop being my only option. It's very difficult to make any content, especially anything outside the Daily Journal and series. So, that series is probably on hold for, like... until I get my new computer at the earliest. I might make a video or two, we will see. But no guarantees. I do love making those videos, though. They're some of my favorite videos to make, honestly. I just haven't gotten around to them in a while because, well, I was gonna make some. Literally, okay, when I discovered that my computer had died, I was turning it on to make some YouTube Rate My Mom videos. Because that was what I wanted to do for the evening. And then I found that my computer wasn't turning on. And that was when I realized, oh crap. Hey, Medici. Good to see you there. But yeah, I added a submission to compare between two Rufflets because they both feel really strong, but for different reasons. So not sure what... Oh, I think I saw that one, because you were asking about Berry Finding S. I know someone was asking about Berry Finding S. Discussed Cramomatic within the survey yesterday. Do you think it's worth its own video before the new event starts? I think Cramomatic is simple enough to use that I think, honestly, my short is enough to explain it. Just saying, if you have a lot of candies for a Pokemon that you're not going to use, and you have a Pokemon that you want to focus on, use that candy. Don't overcomplicate it. I saw there was somebody else in the community that suggested using like a little bit of everything to then get some sort of random. Don't go for randomness. Try to focus what you need. I don't know why that was a suggestion that anyone had, but anyway. You think there's potential for a deep dives mechanic talk about optimizing ingredient spreads on berry specialists? Potentially. I mean, there's content there for sure. The problem with optimizing ingredient spreads on berry specialists is that kind of implies that you're hunting for them. I just realized I forgot to mute my Discord notifications. Give me a moment so I don't let people spam all of chat. Okay, I'm muted now and do not disturb on Discord, so you guys won't hear that. Okay, yeah, there's definitely some sort of things that you can do with it. I kind of had some points with that in my Power of the Bag video about using the ones that you have. So, like, I've kind of touched on it before, even though it doesn't necessarily have its own dedicated video. But yeah, like Hellbonus Mimikyu for off-island use, but have not found one yet. Yeah, that can be a bit difficult. It's a 16-pit Pokemon, so it's going to be difficult to hunt for that. Yeah, fair enough. Whenever you can get around to it, no rush at all. Just wasn't sure if the series was still a thing, because I hadn't seen it. Yeah, I know. I want to make more of those videos, and I have for a while. I've just been very busy, and that it doesn't help that my computer died. Okay. No, Mimikyu and Mimikyu. There's a whole strat using 3 Raichus in their ingredient list, plus Dedenne, plus Healer, with Leak Prep to easily M20 OGPP. Well, that's if... Because I'm assuming you're talking about using probably a Gardevoir for its leaks. And then you're probably making Zing Zap. So you need... that would be coffee in that. The problem is it requires that your Raichus have the right ingredient lists, which... As difficult as it is to get Berry Finding S, and then also some additional speed, I would never recommend investing in a berry specialist for their ingredient list. So that's my problem with things like that, because you're looking for other stats. And ingredients are an afterthought. Can you do it? Yes, but only if you already have the Raichus, only if you already have the Dedenne and the Healer. It's easy, but it's a hefty investment into something that's probably going to be a suboptimal investment and can only pull off that one gimmick. So that's where I'm like, eh. The Heracross had ingredient finding and help speed, along with the Deli, and Absol has 2 helping speeds. Oh, wait, like, I want at least one of each line, so I try to catch... Ah, I see what you're saying. The Kango was trying to be a skill specialist, but the Pinsir had ingredient up and 2 help speeds. Ditto had ingredient up and ingredient finder. Well, the Ditto at least has got some decent stats. Comfey has ingredient up nature, help speed M, and berry finding S. I mean, Comfey I don't think is great for berries. It might work. That'd be something that I'd have to do more analysis on, that my computer in front of me. I mean, you can see how long it's taking to load some pretty basic things. Oh dear gosh. That took so long to populate. Woof. I've got a hardwired connection, too. Anyway, this was gonna be a Steelix. We were talking about Steelix and Mimikyu. But yeah, the nature is good. The speed is good. Berry Finding S also kind of good. So yeah, that actually is a pretty solid one. I guess we don't really... Let's give it Berry Finding S instead. A skill trigger. Because that's what we'd be looking for on a Steelix. And it's mono corn. Man, that is a pretty good lucky Comfey. The more I think about that, that's a nice one. Okay. Double Steelix. And then we'll make the last one. She gives me so much corn. I was estimating her at 60, and she was doing enough for the biggest recipes. I could see that. An ingredient up nature with Help Speed M. I could see that being the case. Okay, let's throw a Pomot on here. I don't even need the asset to load. Just give me the Pomot. Okay, there we go. Okay, so theoretically, if you're at old gold... Oh, jeez. Ingredient fighting I'm at 100. Well, one day you'll get it there. It's kind of like my, my Tyranitar has helping bonus at 100. So he's like, well, one day I'll get him there. But anyway, yeah, so this team, because we were talking about the viability of, like, of using Mimikyu's main skill alongside a Steelix. This is, like, the most optimal setup for that, theoretically. If we were to take this team, duplicate it... Oh, man, this is going to take so long. Okay, maybe it could be a little bit more optimal. Maybe another Steelix and one less Mimikyu would be better. I don't know. Oh, I got an okay chocolate farmer last night. Wooper with IFS. So, inventory... Ingredient fighting S, inventory up S, and help bonus. Tempted to settle her with one subseed and call my search over. I'm guessing mono chocolate, if you're saying that. I mean, it could work. It could be good. I would run it through Raenon just to see, and make sure you have help bonus stack set to 0 instead of null. Toxicroak is better, but the cram I caught has ingredient up nature and as well as skill trigger. Yeah, funny. Cram like that is honestly, cram is fun. It's a fun Pokemon. It's not all that powerful, but it's interesting. Do you have any decent ingredient magnet draw Pokemon you want to use during packed portions? So, both of my... If they boosted the main skills level, then probably I would. My Heracross or my Vaporeon. But they're both main skill level 4, and I don't have the seeds to pump them further. So I can't really take great advantage of it, so I'd rather just go about it through using my ingredient specialists and relying on them. So now that we know this, I wonder, it's definitely better to just have another Steelix on top of this if you have this, but nobody has this. So the effect is boosted by 50% as well for ingredient magnet. Yeah, I know, but it's not like it's boosting it all the way to level 7 main skill. Mine are still going to be operating at a lower level than what that would be otherwise. Here, let's see. Onix has that main skill. Ugh. What is 1.5 times a level 4? Because that's what both my Vaporeon and Heracross have, is a level 4 main skill. That's one of my long-term, I need seeds for this, sort of thing. I want to get my Heracross to level 6, or level 7 main skill. What's a good strategy for packed portions? Prep next week, stockpile, good camp ticket. Definitely stockpiling ingredients is a good one. I would recommend, if you're pushing for M20, probably stockpile for one meal type specifically, and focus that down, because that'll make things easier with the power of the bag. I'm probably going to stockpile for 2 separate meal types, so that I don't have to rely on as many easy travel tickets. The longer I play the game, the more I find that it's better to just not rely on using all of my tickets. Okay, so level 4 main skill, that's 14. Yeah, it's a level 6 main skill, basically. Because it'd be 14 times 1.5 is 21. It wouldn't even be operating at max level main skill for me at 24. It'd be weaker than a level 7 main skill. So, I'm just like, I'm not gonna bother with it. It's also random ingredients, which are hard to use. So if I had my Heracross at main skill level 7, I'd probably be using it. I probably would, but it's not there yet. So sadly, haven't found a good EV for Vaporeon yet. Well, here's a good thing. Honestly, I think Ingredient Magnet and Vaporeon, I think it's a bit overrated. I think it's pretty good early game. Just because it's a flat amount of strength, realistically, if you think about it through the pot, and it does help you fill the pot, but realistically, if you're not making meals, filling the pot doesn't really provide that much strength. So, because if that's the case, it's probably more effective to run a different skill most of the time. So, you don't necessarily need a Vaporeon. If you have one, use it. It's definitely be stronger during this week when it's 1.5 times boosted skill, but it's very meh. Running Berry finding us help bonus Vaporeon is tempting. 36 ingredients every proc sounds juicy. Yes, I'd agree with that. During this week, it's very good. Apart from dragon types, what's your lowest level Pokemon type badge on your profile? That is a very good question. I can take a look at that. Let's see. Let's see if I bring this back up here. I think the casting is... Oh, no, it's fine. Okay. Agree, read coffee stockpiles. Vaporeon only gets value late game when new islands drop, since it gives you a way to farm a new ingredient while hunting for a dedicated farmer. Thing is, if a new island is dropping, you're not making enough ingredients off of Vaporeon to reliably make the meals that are new. It's probably better to just rely on an older meal that you already have the levels on, that you already have the strength on, and also, as more ingredients get added, Vaporeon's skill is going to less reliably get you the ingredients that you want, because now there's a slightly larger and larger pool that it could be pulling from. So, I don't even know if that's really that good of a use for it. Vaporeon would be better if the bag was bigger. I mean, I'm collecting all the evolutions, so I want an Eevee for Vaporeon, but all my have been disappointed. Oof. Here I am an hour late, but I made it. Well, good to have you, Inzuk. My diamond unlocks... I mean, that's true, but it doesn't unlock it for you. You need to unlock it before Vaporeon can pull it. That's the whole concept behind the Slowpoke tail build that the one guy had. There was a dude on Reddit who specifically only unlocked tails, herbs, apples, cacao, honey, I believe. And, yeah, honey is definitely one of them. And milk, maybe? Something like that. And the whole idea was he just used Vaporeon and Slowpokes to get a boatload of tails. Anyway, question was this. Here I am, 89.787 chocolate. That's a little short, isn't it? 90 is the meta call, theoretically, so... with health bonus, I would take it. That's alright. You're perfectly fine there. As long as you make sure that your health bonus stacks were set to 0. As more ingredients get added, my Slowpoke tail farming gets weaker. Yeah, that's an additional thing to say. Is honey one of them? Milk is. Yeah. Yeah, you catch one new guy, farm it once, then run Vaporeon. Yeah, that's how it works. But the diamond, you'll already get the diamonds either way. Oh, but you're saying farm up the ingredients to make the meals to get the diamonds. I see. I thought you were saying the diamonds for the initial unlock on the ingredient. Blasters, it's Vaporeon ingredients plus apple from Pikachu and cacao from Slowpoke. Okay. Answering that question, it looks like aside from Dragon, it's Ice type or Dark type. Two-way tie. If I actually go into them, 126 for Dark type, 134 for Ice type. So Dark type. That's funny. The type that's been getting a ton of attention lately is the one that I have the least of. Or encountered the least of. Yeah. It's Vaporeon ingredients plus apple from Pikachu and cocoa from Slowpoke. And honey. I know honey's in there as well, and herbs and oil, because he needs herbs and oil to craft the meals. And honey he gets from the ticket rewards for sleeping on time, as well as from Nightcap Pikachu. So he was guaranteed to unlock honey as well, so honey's in there too. I remember that one. And he's only restricting himself to Pokemon that only have those ingredients. So, oh yeah, I forgot you're a Tundra hater. Makes sense why you don't have many Ice or Dark types. Actually, I think more Dark type spawns at top. Just because of Houndoom. Houndour is a much more common Dark type. The Dark types that spawn at Snowdrop aren't very common, so realistically, it'd be, I think top would show more Dark type spawned. I forgot about the ticket rewards. Yeah. And Nightcap can eventually get honey. You need to get it to sting in like level 19 friendship, which eventually happens, but... Alright, what legend group would you like to see added? I'd love to see the Reggie trio, personally. Reggie's. I would love to see a lot of them. Honestly, my takes on that are... I don't know. I just want to see new legends. I want to have more events. I want to have more legendary events because they're fun. I love min-maxing the shop. So I don't really care what the legend is. If it's... I'll work with whatever they give us. I'll min-max around whatever they give us. So if they give us the Reggies, I'd be happy. If they give us the Swords of Justice, I'd be happy. I'd even be happy if it's the stinking... What are they called in Gen 9? The Loyal 3? That'd be a very out-of-pocket prediction. That'd be stupidly out-of-pocket if they gave us those. But I'd be happy with them. That'd be a, what? Psychic, Fighting, and Fairy type? Don't think we need that, but... Question re-leaks. Need this for Cola. Apart from Doug Trio, I have a good one. Level 60. Gets the 40 leaks, and Leak Quackable can maybe up to 42. If it's strictly they're like identical, I'd suggest the Quackable over the Doug Trio. Just because the candies are a bit more common. And, soybeans synergize well with leeks. So I'd suggest Quackable over Doug Trio if you have a... apples to apples comparison of strength. And then you can invest the Doug Trio to 30 to make like supplementary leaks. Maybe get it to 60 if you get enough candies. But that's gonna be very, very difficult, I'd say. Because I have a Doug Trio too. That's a very good Doug Trio that I have not gotten to level 60 because nobody sends candy for it. And they're not very common. So love Ogerpon mostly because she's super cute and could go inside with a new ingredient. Kind of citrus. I could see that. If they had Pecharunt as a mythical, it'd probably make... What's it called? The Mochi Berry or something? In its lore, it feeds them like a mind-controlling berry, I think, or something like that. I watched that clip, but I don't remember much about it. I think I will be something